the road to the old McLemore property, which was torn down earlier this year, about 100 years old. We're getting ready to pull into the driveway. And there's nothing here, as you can see. We would have been in the driveway right now, and the house would have been right there. Now, I saw my friend Debbie last night, and according to her, they did burn some of this earlier this year, in the spring, I think, but you can't see any trace of any recent fire, so I'm thinking maybe they buried the fill. There's absolutely nothing here. We're now looking almost where the front porch was, across the road over at the Wright's old land. My friend Debbie used to live here over at that trailer 20 years ago. We saw her last night. Yeah, let's go walk around in the yard. The only thing here is this pile. Looks like crushed asphalt, so I don't think this is from the house unless there was some kind of base under it or something. Can't really even see where the driveway was. I'm standing on what was the old, like, U-shaped driveway that came in on that side of the tree. And you can see where it went out right here a little bit. But even 15, 20 years ago, the driveway wasn't like when I was a kid. You can barely see. When I was a kid, this driveway was really maintained, and it was all this crushed stone right here that came in. I've actually got a rock like this one at home somewhere that I found here when I was about 4 years old, and it's got a perfect impression of a scallop shell, or fossilized, from thousands of years ago before us. It was thousands of years ago where we were. This was all under the sea. There's the old tree. This is the pecan tree. I believe this has been here as long as my dad's been here. And they've always had cows. Over this fence is a pasture, an active cow pasture. But my family hasn't owned this farmland around here for decades at this point. But they know all the ranchers around here. So we're gonna turn around. Kristen's car is in the car park right where the driveway came around that loop. And then the house was right here over this asphalt part. I'll go up the top here. And the house, I'm gonna slide down the rocks here. So the house was here last March. As you can see, there's no trace. It looks like nothing's ever been here. Definitely not a house. No trace of any burning recently. That's where the kitchen would have been, right there about, coming across. And the old shed and smokehouse was out here. And I believe way before my time, before they had running plumbing, they used to have I guess you call it an outhouse right out here somewhere. Well, I don't fall down. Gotta be careful here. Looking out in the pasture. Used to be a little cow pond right here when I was a kid. I don't know if it's still out here or not. So we're going up on the back southeast corner of what would have been the backyard. And it's kind of getting overgrown out. think there's any snakes out here, but although I do know there's rattlesnakes right over that fence line on that property. And family friend Miss Wright, who's 90 years old, she still lives over there. According to Betty last night, she was actually bitten by a timber rattler over there about 15 or 20 years ago when out in their barn. Now, my dad has never seen a rattlesnake in Mississippi his entire life. He lived out here from 43 to I think 65 or 66. And he went to California for a year to be a forest ranger, and then he got drafted and was sent to Brunswick Naval Air Station, Maine, in the Navy. So my dad's been out in Mississippi since 65. We're now on the back south fence. The old woodshed would have been right here. Oh, someone's coming to see us. I don't know. Yeah, this is right about where the shed would have been, right here. And then if we turn this way, we would be looking right at the back of the porch house right there. I don't know who just pulled in. I don't know if this is Bubba Witt. I better go investigate. Okay, so we're back. That was the Todds. I just stopped in to see who was out here with Louisiana plates. That's why I had to walk over there. Kristen didn't feel awkward. I asked her, "Who are you?" And she said, "Oh, it's my boyfriend. His Aunt Margaret used to live here." So we're now on the north side of the house, going down the road. The creeks. We're gonna look over at the car. So you come out of Margaret's back kitchen door on the porch. You basically would have been right here, right behind this tree where I'm facing right now. And this would have been the backyard. And now this is the road that goes over to Una that way. There's Mrs. Wright's house up there. And this is where we went down the other day. We got about a half mile. We're heading down there. It's the old church down there on the hill. Guess that was a drain pipe out of the house, maybe, at one point, or the kitchen. Well, the man I just talked to said they shaved most of the trees, and they did burn this, but they covered some of it over and carted out the rest. He said they did it last year, but I know this house was still standing this past spring. So now we're out in the road in front of the house, looking back. Still hot. It's 89 degrees today. But Kristen's hot in the car if I didn't leave the AC on. Now this is different. 20 years ago when I was here, this was like thick, overgrown, short bushes, but this looks like these are all hardwood trees. It looks like somebody has gone in there and cleared out all the crap. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me right out here in the middle of the road. It's about 2 miles straight ahead, and he used to have me shoot my rifle way down there where those bridge posts are. You can even see it. Not sure how safe that was, but that's how I learned to shoot guns. And then after we got proficient out here, he'd take me down the creek to shoot water moccasins and turtles. Don't kill snakes these days, but I did pop a couple turtles with a shotgun yesterday just for old time's sake. It's probably not right to just kill for no reason, but there's turtles galore down here. There's some bales of hay that they've put out here. I don't think we're gonna walk out pastures. This is still muggy and hot. It's hotter than it is in the summer in August in Maine today. So here we are at what's left of the old property. I think I could have bought all this property like a year ago for $20,000 or some steal of a deal like that. But that house was beyond repair. That's all that's left of the old driveway. Like I said, even 20 years ago when Margaret was still living here, there wasn't much of the driveway. All the grass had grown in the rocks. When I was a kid, it was all taken care of. I remember family get-togethers down here. My Uncle Chet apparently told my dad the family died when our mom died, as in my grandmother, in 1985. I was a little kid then, so I only have vague memories of her down here, but in my mind, in the 80s, you'd come down here and the McLemore family was still alive, around. I mean, we got together. We had a big family Thanksgiving reunion here in 1998, just a couple months before Margaret moved down the road to Betty's. Is it hot in the car? You afraid to get out of the car in the grass? In the grass. Here's our whip. Here's our whip this week. What is it? A Chevy something? It only holds like 10 gallons of gas. We filled it up 3 times. We got Louisiana commercial plates. That's why Todd just pulled in here to see who the hell these trespassers were with Louisiana plates coming in. This right looks up there. I might go up there to see her today. I don't know if you can see her house from here, but it's up right in the center of the screen, up in those trees. And there's some swamp out behind here too. But aside from the house being gone, it pretty much looks like it's looked my 40 years out here, unchanged. I'm sure it's changed a lot since before my time, but I'm too young to remember that. So I think we're gonna head down to the creeks now.